Hey, this is Steve, and you can see me in the TV there. Thought I'd shoot some video of me playing Forza. This isn't to steal a phrase from Steve Benway. This isn't a review, walkthrough, anything like that. This is just me playing the game so you can see what it looks like. I'm a pretty big fan of race car games. I've been playing them since the very first Forza. Or not the very first Forza, that's not long. Very first Gran Turismo back on the PlayStation 1. Actually, race car games are kind of what got me into cars to begin with. Prior to really playing Gran Turismo, I didn't really know much about cars, didn't really care. But I started playing Gran Turismo 1, and suddenly I remember everything I read, and suddenly I just had this ridiculous amount of knowledge about horsepower and car history and all sorts of stuff. So I like race car games. I'm also pretty agnostic about which is better, Gran Turismo or Forza. In my view, it's like choosing between a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. Yeah, you're going to have people who will, bark and howl why one is superior to the other, but I think most people would be happy having either of them. And it's kind of my opinion, Each has their own little idiosyncrasies, but all in all, the driving and racing is fun in both of them. I'm in a Porsche 911, as you can see here. I'm a pretty big German car fan. I own an Audi A4 and plan on buying a Porsche, probably the Porsche Cayman, within the next couple years, either as a second car or as my primary driver. I'm not sure yet, but I'll tell you what, I'll deal with that when I need to deal with it. I just like Porsches, so what are you going to do? I also like Audis a lot too, as evidenced by the car I drive in real life. So, a couple fun things about Forza is the camera. I think is kind of neat because not only can you hold back on the right analog stick and see behind you like this. Since you don't have a rear view mirror, well, you do. I mean, you can see it in the right, but it's, it's small, and I don't think it gives a really good perspective. Stop looking at the rear view, Steve. You're sliding. I like the fact that I can look behind me real quick. You have a better depth using that too. Sorry about that. Had an itch. All right. Another cool thing is I can look around the cabin. It's very awkward to do while you're driving, obviously, as you saw by me swerving off the road. But it's a nice little touch. The same thing applies when you're in a view outside of the car. I can do a 360 there. Whee! So, there's a lot to be said about the camera work. I think it's pretty cool. The lighting effects, I think, on this game are also pretty good. I'm not, a huge simulation purist, so as far as the physics and stuff go, for the most part, it's good enough for me. I'm sure there's people who will argue that it's lacking in various areas, but all in all, for me, I'm satisfied with it. There's a decent combination of real-world tracks and fake tracks. This is a fake track that's only in Forza, at least as far as I'm aware. I follow racing in various aspects in real life, and I've never heard of this track, so I would assume it's fake. One of the cool things I do really like about modern driving games, whether it's Forza or Gran Turismo is a lot of the detail paid to the interior cabins. If you look at the speedometer, you can see the GT2 logo, and this is a Porsche 911 GT2 that I'm driving here. So that's a really nice touch, just as it would appear in the actual cabin. The dashes, or the dash, and all of the instrument panels are authentic, as far as I've been able to find. There's some other real cool things, like the clock setting. If you look to the right of the speedometer, right under my right hand, there's a clock there. You know, it's 16:42. So Eastern Standard Time, it's 4:42 in the afternoon. So it uses, you know, real live time, just like it would be if I was driving this car in a track right now. It also tells the outside temperature. I don't know if that is the temperature of my area or what, but on the left dash where the speedometer is, it's got the overall mileage of the car, and it moves in actual real-world mileage. So I've got 1,895 kilometers on this car. And it moves as I'm driving, which is kind of neat. I mean, you know, does that add anything to the gameplay? No, but you know, it's little touches like that on the interiors of almost all of the cars. Not everything. There's a couple generic interiors, but that was kind of neat. You know, they didn't have to do that, and it just, especially in cockpit view, you can suspend disbelief a little bit and imagine you're actually driving it. So, and that's as close as most of us are ever going to get to these cars. So, I don't have a whole lot else left to say. Like I said, it's not a review, but it's just some thoughts on the game, and take that for what you will. So I'm going to finish this up, but I'm not going to make you sit through it. So until next time, this is Steve. Talk to you later.